Hey YouTube. Well, before I start cutting here, I'll give you a little bit of just talking a little. Um, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. In my family, and ever since I can remember, we've been blessed, all of the family, in order to be able to, for all of us, to have the turkey dinner or supper. Depends on when when the turkey gets done. Usually we have ours around 1, and we're so full by the end of that, or we used to be, that didn't really eat supper. Maybe a little plate of some meat and that later on in the night, towards evening. But usually fall asleep after 1 o'clock or after we eat, and then try to get going, and it never works. So I guess they say turkey has something in it to make you sleep. But anyway, we pretty much take a nap after we eat the Thanksgiving dinner. But the thing is Thanksgiving's always been a good holiday for us. My wife and I have been thanking the Lord for everything, our lives, what we have, what we own, the forgiveness that we get from God and things. And all I can tell you is that I hope that everybody has the same things. Now, I know that people believe in different things, and I'm not against anybody for what they think or what they believe. It is what it is, and I can't change a lot of that. I've been, past couple months, been doing pretty much studying in the Bible about things, and it's coming out pretty good for me, knowing that Christ, according to the Bible, is the one who is forgiving us, who gave us forgiveness, which is pretty amazing. I would recommend you read the book of Romans or John. John would probably be a good thing to read because it's a little easier to read. Romans is fantastic, though, when you read it and you understand what's going on. Romans gives you some real good insight. But anyway, like I say, I want to just say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's celebrating it. To those of you who have to work on Thanksgiving, wish you didn't have to, but, sometimes it's the way things are. Again, even with that, I've been lucky. I have never in my life worked on a Good Friday, which is the Friday before Easter. Never work on a Friday, that Friday, or Easter. Never worked on Thanksgiving, and I never worked on Christmas. Of course, I've never collected unemployment either, so, a couple of days off here and there are a good thing. Now, this year in Pennsylvania, normally after Thanksgiving, you would have the deer season starts on Monday, normally. Now, for years and years, for at least all the years that I went hunting, deer season always started on the Monday after Thanksgiving. This year it's starting, from what I see, on Saturday, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I'm not too crazy about that because for myself, I don't like change if I can help it. But for all those guys who have to work, during the week, they didn't have the first day off, and now they'll get a chance, I hope, on Saturday to have the first day off, to be able to go hunting. And I guess that's a good thing. I'm not against it. Now, the part about work or hunting on Sundays, I don't really like that. And the only reason that I don't like hunting Sundays is because then everybody's working. You got the world's not slowing down. And in America, since we're chasing money all the time, which is, what can I tell you? It's the way things are. But it just gets worse and worse. I remember when I was a kid, man, everything shut down on the holidays. There was only one person in the town where I lived who had a little, I don't know what you call it, kind of a little whatnot store. You could pick up anything except fresh meat. They didn't have fresh meat, but they had some canned goods, and people would buy cigarettes there and stuff like that. But he was the only person that was open. All the other stores were closed. And I never understood why he was open, but they were. And maybe it was the money. I don't know. But uh, I used to like when everything's shut down. You know, and people got a chance to think a little bit and do some things that they normally don't do, especially with their kids and all. Of course, the way things are today, I swear that in school and stuff, they're trying to teach the kids to get away from their parents, which is really stupid because, I mean, you know, when you're in your 30s and 40s and you're starting to really learn about life and get a good grip on everything, why would you not want to have your kids close to you so you can teach them and then they move forward? It seems like even in America, although technology-wise we've seemed to move forward, when it comes to our personal lives, in my opinion, we've fallen backwards because, you know, instead of the kids knowing things that are decent to know when they're younger and then grow up and make things better, they're not even knowing these things. I talk to people who are 20 and 30 years old now. They sound like 12-year-olds to me. And I know what 12-year-olds sound like because I had a bunch of them. So, you know, it's just sad that things go that route, but they do. Okay, so anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and thanks for watching my channel. I can tell you that the channel, even though it seems like it's growing a little bit, it doesn't seem like YouTube is, I don't know, I don't even know where to go with that. I guess it just doesn't seem like there's the growth in the right spot. But whatever, you know, I'm not going to go crazy with this thing. I'm just trying to make videos every week. So if something comes up that somebody needs to know, or that even I learn, this way I can share it with you guys. So I'm going to give you the details about this log here and let you know what I'm going to do with it. I do have my doors open on the kiln, and the kiln's just about full. I only need like 2 layers of wood yet. So I've been using the fan in there. This is 10 inches at this end. It's 12 inches at this end. Now the problem with this log, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a pretty good bend right here which is going up, and then it sort of flattens out. So even though it's 10 inches, and I should be able to get a 7-inch cant out of that, I really doubt if I'm going to get the 7 inches. I might get 6 inches, or even less than that, but we'll see what happens here, and go from there. I don't know if you can see how bad that's bent. Just bring it in a little closer there. You can see there's a little kink in the wood there. Right around here. It's not real bad, but you know, it does have a kink in it, and you have to deal with the kink. So I'm going to start to cut this and see what we can come up with. Now, like I say, this is 12 inches down here. It's 10 inches up here, but I can tell you that there's a knob in the tree right about where this bunk rail is, and it's holding this end about 2 inches off of the bunk rail at the very end. So what's happening here is it's kind of leveling itself out for me at that point. But because the bend is this way, and that way, you know, it's hard to tell where to actually start cutting it. So I'm going to just put that against the backstops right there and see what I can do with cutting this thing. Now I had this saw running this morning, so it's pretty nice. I was cutting stuff for other people during the week and I never got to make a video, so we'll see what we can do here now. See, I came up a little high here, but down at that end I might at about 7 inches wide. Here I'm only about 5 inches wide, so I could have moved it a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm going to turn this 180 to cut the next piece, just to see what kind of a chance I'm going to get out of it. That log's pretty crooked in there. The problem with it is I have a big limb that was cut off on this one side that's sticking out there, and if I let it come this way any further, I'm not going to be able to get the saw past it. But I'll see what we can cut out of this thing. looks like that knot is going to give me some grief in this log. That's 8 inches thick there. You can see I'm not very wide at that end. Show you that knot that's in there. Now because of the way that knot is showing up there, this is making me want to cut the length of board from this way down, so across it. So I need to turn that log, or that cant, half a cant, to a 90 now. Turn it on a 90 and see what I can get out of that. Sometimes it happens, you just, no matter what you do, you can't get anywhere. This side here looks like it might be the flattest. Not that it's more flat than this side, but the branch that was here that broke off is going to be standing up when I cut it. So we'll see what we can do with this. Flitches like this. This thing is actually curved this way. That ends off the cant as well. So it's got a little bit of a bend to it. Chances are, when you have something like that, you dry it, you're going to get some bones in the boards. Now, not always. It depends on how long you dry it and how much weight you got on it. Tell you at this stage of the game, we've got 7 inches, I think, in width and height. It might be 8 inches wide, but down there 3/4 of the way down, which you can see from this view here. Let me just zoom in a little bit there. You can see how that takes a dive there. So the first board or two is going to have pretty much flitch on it. So I'm going to see what I can cut out of this. Looks like I might get 5 inches out of it till I'm done. But you know, like I say, this is sometimes just what happens. You end up with something that's not looking the way you want it to. Yeah, it's 5 inches here. Let's see what I've got here so far. All right, 8 inches there, 7 inches roughly this up and down way. I'm going to cut it at 5 inches from the front grill up and see what I get out of this. It's looking pretty shabby. Up. See what happens here. At the moment is an 8-inch by 5-inch can. I'm going to just roll this and see what I got. So this side doesn't look too bad. This side's not real bad. You can see where that knot is. So because I got 8 inches there, I'm going to cut from here down. I'll be cutting 5-inch wide boards. Only about 3/4 of an inch itself, or less than that, 5/8, so I don't want that. The wood's not real bad, but we got a pretty bad knot here, and we can cut these boards down to 1x4 after they're dry if I have to. a real money maker. But like I say, if we can cut 1x4 out of it when it's all done, we'll still got good red oak. This was about the toughest cant to get a cant out of it that I've had in quite a while. I didn't think it was going to be the 8-inch way. It looked like it was going to be a lot smaller. Definitely get 1x4 out of this. This big knot's looking tough. I'll be out of it in another cut. Do is, you know, look at the log, use what you've learned as far as how to lay the log. And you know, I like to put one of the bends up if I can. which is how I started this. And then start cutting it and look at it carefully as you're going to see what you can do to get yourself some nice boards out of there. Now, what I've cut there now, there's sawdust on there. It's hard to see at the moment, but the boards are starting to look a little better. Now, they may get worse as I come through the other side, but a couple of boards is better than nothing. There's quite a few knots in here, and the wood looks like it's dry rotted a little bit in the middle, but we'll see what happens. Once I dry it, I'll be able to tell what's going on. And when I dry the wood, if something's happened to it that it's not near a board, then I'll usually use it for firewood, or I'll give it to somebody that, you know, would be willing to cut up the little pieces. Up at that end, we're pretty much in the middle of the tree. You know, in the middle of red oak is always a headache. But if it depends on what you're making, because there's some really nice design in that. So you just gotta look at it after it's dry to see what you can do with it. One more board and then there'll be a batch. right here is not looking too bad. So normally I'll roll the board over and then cut an inch from here down or up once I roll it to be able to get a full board. So let me turn this over and see what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, got a bunch of wane here. So I'm going to cut this like this. We'll see what we got. That's only about 3/8 wide. This one here is a full inch. The problem with it is that I got a little wane here, but the rest of it doesn't look real bad here. Got a little bit of soft wood on that, you know, the outside wood. A little bit of wane here, but it'll make 1x4 without a doubt. So anyway, guys, let me just tell you this. I don't know if I've ever said this or not, but sometimes things need to be said. I do a lot of cutting, and a lot of the cutting I do, I don't videotape because a lot of people don't like being on the camera, and that's okay with me. If they don't want it, they don't want it. But when I cut my own boards, I'm looking to have the very best lumber that I can get, you know, out of the board or out of the cant. So if I can get 1x4s or, you know, boards out of a cant, I'll do whatever I have to make that happen. And I usually talk about $8 a board foot for red oak. Now don't get me wrong, you know, if we got some very excellent red oak, I'm wanting to sell it for the amount that the red oak is worth. But sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you end up with boards that are not as nice as, you know, the grade that you might be able to get somewhere else. So you can knock some numbers off of that. I mean, sometimes I give stuff away. Sometimes I'll sell it for $2 a board foot or $4 a board foot. Depends on how much they're taking and what they want from it. Now, if I had like a whole kiln of iffy stuff like this, and I've had probably a half of a skid of some iffy stuff, I may even plane it and then see what happens. Sometimes people take that, they like the knots in it. You know, they'll use it for some kind of maybe facing for like paneling type of thing, and then, you know, you can sell it for that for a little bit better price. But sometimes you lose, and on a cant like this, a log like this, I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a lost, you know, as far as the full value goes. But I don't feel like the wood is, you know, worth throwing away. Now, there's been times when I've cut cans. You cut the top off, you cut the bottom off. I'm not even going any further. I just roll it off and let it go. Give it away for firewood. So these boards are not that. They're just not perfect. So they need a little bit of work. And I don't mind putting the work into them, especially once they're dry. So anyway, guys, that's about it for the cutting today. Sally's in there making some pumpkin pie. Now, I know we're on a diet, and I'm going to tell you where we're going to cheat tomorrow, because we've always loved the holidays, and it's really hard to not do a little bit of cheating. So, normally, when 2 weeks ago, she made a turkey, a small turkey breast, and the only thing we had with that was a salad. So we had the salad and we had the turkey breast, and it was really good, and it was filling. Now, we ate a lot more turkey than we normally do. Like, I think I cut the whole breast off, and I ate one breast on a turkey, which was, I think it was about a 12-pound turkey, which is pretty much meat. But tomorrow, what we decided to do, she's not going all out. First of all, we don't have anybody coming here, but we're not going all out. But what we decided to have was a little bit of cranberry sauce, the jelly stuff, some sweet potatoes. That she bought the regular potato, and she'll do her thing to it, and they always come out good. And then besides that, we're also going to have pumpkin pie. And believe me, I know that after 6 months now of being on this diet, and I'm down into the 230s, and I'm not even worried about that, because that is working fine. It's nice and slow, and I'm not feeling hungry about anything. But I don't know what that's going to do as far as the blood sugar goes. It's probably going to raise it up. But if I take a good shot of insulin, which I'm trying to get away from, but tomorrow's going to be one of them days where I'm not going to have a real... I mean, I have a choice as to what I do, but it's the holiday, and I just want to celebrate a little bit. And, you know, celebrating the holiday, it's not just a matter of thanking God for what we have, which is a big thing, or the only thing, but there's also, you know, you want to enjoy your meal, you want to be able to talk, and, you know, and Sally and I do that. So we're going to enjoy tomorrow the best way we can, just the two of us. And even if I was alone, you know, if something were to happen to one of us, I'm sure the other one would still make a turkey. That's just the way life is. We've done that all of our life. Now, Sally's Ukrainian, so they used to eat fish on, like, the holidays, certain holidays. And I don't think they celebrated Thanksgiving over there, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, you know, it's what we've been doing here, and she actually likes it. She likes doing it. And the way I say to her is, hey, if Jesus Christ comes walking down our orchard path, I want to have a good meal for him. And that's how we do things. So, you know, I know you've never really heard me talk about religion. I feel that it's a personal thing. However, you know, I'm a believer, and that's the way it is. So, anyway, have a good one, guys. I got to shovel this sawdust up. I moved pretty much of the sawdust away, the pile. Moved the skid over there because I want to have room to push some snow if I need to. Now, we haven't had any snow. Well, I shouldn't say we haven't had any snow. We've had about, 5 inches of snow, but it's been 1 inch every night for about 2 weeks. Not every night, but you can break that down. And then it melts during the next day. Like, there's nothing here now as far as snow goes. But it's about, I don't know, maybe 35. It's supposed to go up to 41 degrees today. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put this one in the kiln, and then we'll be in good shape. So now you see here, on this side it's up as high as it needs to be. On the other side I'm down about 1 board, so I just need to cut another log. Now I have bigger logs there that I could have cut, but I just wanted to show you what happens when you're up against something that's as wobbly looking as and wiggly looking as that log we just cut. So we still got some good boards out of it, and that's all that counts. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Before I go, just to give you an idea, it's around 40 outside here, and you can see in the kiln. Now the kiln's been open for a half an hour at least. It's almost 90 degrees in there, and the relative humidity is perfect for drying. So closing this up and letting the fans run is a good thing to do today. So, but that heat's coming off the pile in there. It's actually that warm inside the kiln, even though it's only 30 or 40 degrees outside here. Okay, that's it. Have a good one. The other thing I wanted to mention about the kiln, guys, is during the winter months here, I have the kiln set to run only between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. because there's no sense in running it, you know, when it's there's no sun in there, because you're losing a lot of heat. But that's what I change it to in the winter time. Now in the summer, when we have the full days of sun and everything, then I usually have it started like 7 o'clock and leave it run till 7 o'clock at night. But just if you have a kiln and you're trying to get the maximum out of it, there's no sense in paying for the fans running, because those 4 fans don't add up to a lot of money, but they do add up. I mean, probably it might go as much as, I don't know, $30 throughout the month to run the fans. And I'm only guessing at that. I knew it one time, but I forgot what it was. But I'm just saying, when you're not running the fans, naturally you're saving money on that, but it all depends on where you are with the wood. Now, when the wood is down to 6-7%, I shut the fans off because I really don't want it going down further than that. So, anyway, like I say, in the wintertime like we are now, or in November, they've changed the clocks back. So I let the fan run from 10, 11 o'clock until roughly 4 o'clock, and then I have them shut down. Alright guys, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. Have a good one. Bye.